Imagine a weapon so precise, it could wipe out every living thing in a city, and yet leave the buildings perfectly intact. No smoke, no massive explosion, just silence and death. This isn't science fiction. It's called the neutron bomb, the weapon designed to kill without destroying. In the height of the Cold War, scientists and generals dreamed of the impossible, a bomb that could stop invading armies, but spare the land they marched on. They wanted a cleaner nuclear weapon, something that wouldn't destroy cities, only the people defending them. And that dream, turned nightmare, became reality in 1958, when American physicist Samuel T. Cohen created what he called the perfect battlefield weapon. Unlike a normal atomic bomb, which releases energy as a fireball of heat and blast, the neutron bomb releases a burst of invisible radiation, high-energy neutrons that pass through armor, concrete, even tank steel. In just a few seconds, those neutrons shred human cells, destroy bone marrow, and cause almost instant death. Within 500 meters, no soldier survives. But beyond that, buildings remain standing, glass intact, machines untouched. The streets would look normal, until you realize everyone's gone. Scientists called it the most efficient killer ever built, a bomb that valued infrastructure more than life. In the 1970s, when the US announced plans to deploy neutron bombs in Europe, the world reacted with outrage. Even within the military, generals asked, what kind of weapon kills people, but keeps their cities for us to take? The Soviet Union called it the capitalist bomb. The Vatican called it a weapon against humanity. For many, the neutron bomb wasn't progress. It was proof that humanity had finally lost its soul. The first test detonations took place underground and in remote deserts. The results were terrifyingly precise. Radiation spread like a silent wave, powerful enough to kill soldiers in bunkers, but weak enough to leave tanks still running. When US President Jimmy Carter delayed its mass production in 1978, it wasn't because it didn't work. It was because it worked too well. A weapon that made even nuclear scientists afraid of their own creation. But here's the part most people never heard. Neutron bombs were eventually built and stockpiled. By the 1980s, both the US and the Soviet Union quietly produced them. They were meant for one purpose: to stop massive tank invasions in Europe. But the terrifying truth? No one can ever confirm how many exist or where they are today. Some experts believe several are still active, waiting in underground vaults, ready to be used if the right war ever comes. The neutron bomb became too controversial to deploy publicly. Using it would have meant admitting that human life was no longer sacred, that war had become nothing more than a math equation. Destroy the enemy, save the city, repeat. Eventually the idea was buried, politically, not physically. The weapons remained, but their existence was denied. The neutron bomb represents something deeper than military power. It shows how far science will go when fear drives progress. We built a weapon that could erase humanity, but keep our creations untouched. And that might be the most chilling fact of all, that, in the end, we wanted to protect the world we built, not the people who built it. The neutron bomb still exists in classified documents and forgotten bunkers, a weapon too clean and too cruel to ever use. But what if one day it is used? What would a war fought with invisible death really look like? This is Fact Janai, bringing you the stories where science crosses the line. Subscribe for more real, mind-bending facts the world wasn't meant to forget. Because sometimes, truth is more terrifying than fiction.